how much of a difference can it make just for your entire week going into a game if you know you're working with the starters and you're getting every rep in practice? What does that do for you as you're preparing to play again?
Yeah, I think the reps help a ton. I'd say anybody in this position would say the same thing. Getting back out there, letting them hear your cadence, letting them hear you calling it in the huddle. Rhythm, timing with the receivers, even rhythm and timing for me with my feet on certain plays, whatever we've got up this week, it helps tremendously, and I'm excited and appreciative to get a little practice time with these guys.
What did you see from
What have these last 9 weeks been like for you? It's kind of been probably a roller coaster. So.
Yeah, it's professional football. You expect roller coasters here and there, but just excited to be able to go out and play one more time and get to practice with these guys, let them feel my energy a little bit, and show them what I'm all about during the week, and then go out there and try to get done on Sunday.
Do you think a second start, we'll see a different version of you or a better version of you? I mean, the first time is always the first time.
Yeah.
In a long time. Do you think the second time is going to be that much better?
Yeah, I hope. Every chance I get to start here, you keep seeing a better me every start. But the realistic side to that is it's football. This game's hard, but I'm confident that having a week of practice and being able to go out there and play, there's going to be some things that I do better. Hopefully I can, scramble for as much as I did last time, but we'll see. Just whatever comes to you in the game, got to make it work. But having practice reps and being able to get some timing down with these guys has been big.
What did you see from watching back the film?
Yeah, I think just some little details here and there. Taking care of the ball, being great in the pocket, 2 hands on the ball, and obviously make a better decision on the screen. But there's some good things and some bad things like there are every game. Like I said, just excited to maybe fix some of those minor details with having a little bit of practice this week, clean up my feet a little bit, and get to work and go try to play our best game on Sunday.
Obviously wanting to win, wanting to play well is all there.
Yeah.
How is it impossible for you not to think of this as some sort of audition for you for your resume?
No, I definitely, my focus is on playing good football for this team and myself, trying to get us a win, doing the best I can. And if I go out there and do my job the best ability, I'll make these guys in the locker room proud and make myself proud, and that's my main goal every Sunday.
Drew, it's not just you being kind of thrown in there. You got the shakeup, obviously, because of the nature of the injuries along the offensive line. Is it easier because you're all kind of learning together, or is it harder because everybody's got to pick up and figuring things out on the fly there?
It goes both ways. I think silver lining of it is when you are playing with some backups, we've been in a huddle together on scout team all year, so they're familiar with me and I'm familiar with them and the pockets they set. But we're out there grinding together. Gonna have a week of practice like I said this week, instead of a short week for some of those guys that had to come in and step in, and now I get to put the pads on during the week. Excited for those guys to get reps. Same thing with me. I'm excited to go out there and play well on Sunday, and I know the O-line and everybody's fired up as well.
How are you feeling physically after?
Good. No, it's the next morning, like every game, you feel it, especially after not playing for a little bit. But a couple days bounce back. I was treating it like a normal week. I'm like, all right, it's Friday. That would technically be Monday. All right, it's Saturday. That would technically be Tuesday. Yeah, I'm good to go. I can practice tomorrow. Let's get it going. So yeah, you think like that a little bit, but feel good.
You mentioned your energy that you bring. I guess in your words, what's the energy that you bring to this team and
Yeah.
emotions?
I think there's a balance of like being a high emotion guy, but also being loose as well. Not showing any tension in a huddle, not showing any signs of defeat, any signs of, all right, we got to go down there and get this. Leaving tension out of it, but being intentional, I guess. That's kind of who I am. I'm a loose guy, but at the same time, I can turn it on and be fiery when I need to, and I think the guys feel that. Getting out there in a game setting, lights on, it's fun. I get to bring out a little different, tenacity out of myself, because I am a loose, smile all the time, have fun, but I can make it very serious when it needs to be.
How would you characterize the feedback that you got from Dabes since the game?
It was what I expected. It's what I felt. I thought that was cool, being able to leave the game and before you're even breaking it down as a team, I felt like I knew what I did wrong. I felt like I knew what I did right. And when me and him talked, it was very on par with the same thoughts. So that was a good sign.
Drew, I don't know if this has been asked of you or not, but how did the dynamic with Tommy work on the sideline? I know you two were tight and you guys bounced things off of each other. So how did that work for you guys?
Just as I expected, and he was playing, I was there for him, giving him the tips and stuff that I might have seen from the sideline, and it was the exact same for him to me. I appreciate it. Like I mentioned in weeks before, having a tight quarterback room that's willing to work together and keep everything good. That's a special room, and I appreciate him for doing that, and I know he appreciated me for doing the same for him.
Does it almost speak to, you mentioned the nature of the NFL previously, just the idea of you just never know, but to go essentially 3 months where you guys were just in that same role and it was kind of a little bit routine, monotonous, this is just our job every week to do what we do, and now in a span of 15 days, I think it is, you guys have now flip-flop roles and gone through what is that just kind of the NFL, or do you even still kind of take a step back and go, all right, we gotta get things back to normal a little bit here?
I think it's just the NFL and being ready for your opportunity. I think the blessing in disguise is both me and Tommy have played both roles. We've been backups that have had to be ready to play. We've also been starters for multiple weeks, where whatever situation that we did get thrown into, we were going to be ready for. And I feel like, if Tommy was up here, he would have said the same thing. Having both backup and starter roles under our belt, I feel like you can go do both at a high level.
Drew, does it all come back to you when you're in the heat of the battle in a game? You've been playing quarterback for a long time.
Yeah.
Does it all come back to you, the huddle, the cadence, the running around, the getting the first down, the getting sacked? You know what I mean? You all kind of go, okay, this is...
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe, but sideline watching a game compared to being right behind the center, two completely different deals. It looks fast from the sideline, but then when you get out there and you know the plan, you know what you're doing, you know your guys around you, it does sort of slow down and become flashbacks to high school and college and just taking all your reps that you've accumulated over time, and it does click back in. You get to go be the guy that you've always been, and that you want to go be, the guy playing. So
I've heard people call you a gunslinger out there on the field. I'm sure you've heard that your entire career. How do you? Is there a balance to that, or is it just one of those things, like you said, play loose, don't tighten up, and just go for it?
There's definitely a balance. The gunslinger always comes with the pro and the con. The guy that's going to go out there and be able to make every throw, but the negative side to that term is, might put the ball at risk sometimes. There's a balance. You can be a gunslinger and take care of the football, and that's the balance that I've been working towards since freshman year of college, right? Being able to balance both is huge. It's huge for this team. It's huge for the defense. Being able to keep them on the sideline, continuing drives. The longer we stay on the field, the more I get the balls in the guys' hands, it's better for this team.
Your start against the Eagles last year,
Yeah,
right? That big win. That was your second start.
that was my second start. Correct. Correct.
What did you learn from that? Going from 1 to 2.
Yeah.
That can carry it.
Just dialing into a game plan, having the week, like you mentioned, that first start in Seattle versus San Fran was kind of a half week of practice for me again, and then being able to have a full week, pick up some little details that you might not have picked up when you're not the guy out there practicing and running it. I think that I got to dive into that this week and watch the tape over and over again from practice and just figure out how I can operate this offense the best and lead us down the field to score.
Drew, with the kind of weapon that Malik is, what's the temptation and the balance of not wanting to go that way
Yeah.
X amount of times a game? And
You gotta let the game flow. You gotta let it come to you. And if I got my opportunity to throw it to him, I was gonna take it. But at the same time, my job is to know the play that's being called, why are we calling it, what's my read on it, and execute in that sense. Where if he was the first and he's open, I'm going to give it to him. But if he's the third and 1 and 2 are open, there's not passing that up, right?
What's your view of what he's been as a rookie this year? He's got a lot of
Yeah.
catches, and he's made some pretty dynamic plays. And what have you seen from the sideline and behind center?
No, he's been great. Being able to create space and routes is huge in this league, and he does a phenomenal job of doing that. It's probably his best skill, besides going up and getting balls, getting 50-50 balls. He's shown that on tape this year. Sky's the limit for him. Obviously, he's going to, every single snap, every game, every rep, he gets to take it to the next level and learn a little bit more about himself and about this league. And I'm excited to see where it continues to go for him.
What kind of a difference maker do you think he can become, or starting to become, or has a potential to become?
Yeah, absolutely a game changer type of guy. You gotta plan for him. You gotta be ready for him. I know just as much as we watch corners and their techniques, corners got to watch him. So anytime you get a guy that they're going to spend a little extra time on and watch film, it's big for a program.